Alex, I am so thrilled to be doing this interview with you.
Alex Eala's simple act of giving her racket to Sheikh's daughter has set off a remarkable series of events that nobody in the tennis world could have predicted, eventually resulting in an astonishing $50 million surprise return that has sent shockwaves through the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, tennis fans and sports enthusiasts from around the world, welcome back to Cortiva Tennis, the place where we don't just report the headlines, but take you deep into the heart of the game. But today is different from anything we have covered before. This is not a story about match points, powerful forehand winners, or cleverly hidden drop shots. It is a story about one simple human moment, pure, spontaneous, and deeply emotional, that traveled far beyond the tennis court and reached the very heart of the sport. It was a moment so unexpected and so incredibly rewarding that it has shaken professional tennis to its core, leaving players quietly discussing it in locker rooms, executives stopping to reflect in corporate boardrooms, and major sponsors questioning everything they once believed they understood. All of them were united by the same reaction: stunned silence. We have witnessed huge sponsorship deals before. We have seen Nike, Adidas, and Rolex place their names alongside the biggest stars in professional tennis. But what we are revealing today is unlike anything tennis has ever seen. This story involves the pride of the Philippines, rising tennis sensation Alex Eala, a billionaire figure, and something as ordinary as a simple sweat-soaked tennis racket. Yet from that small human gesture came a return gift so extraordinary that insiders are now whispering about a contract worth tens of millions of US dollars every year. A figure that has reportedly broken every previous precedent in the sport. Yes, you heard that right, millions. Not because of trophies or championships, but because of one genuine act of kindness. Just hours ago, the internet exploded, rumors spread rapidly, and social media was filled with speculation. Now it is official. Sheikh Khaled al-Rashid has issued a statement, and the words he shared have changed Alex's life forever. So stay with us, because every detail of this story matters. It shows that sometimes, just sometimes, kindness does not go unnoticed. In this case, it may have turned one generous act into something much bigger. If you love tennis, believe in those heartwarming moments that bring hope back to the sport, and want the real story behind the deal everyone is talking about, hit that like button, subscribe to Champions Tennis, and turn on the notification bell. You will not want to miss this deep dive into a story that has captured the attention of people around the world and left tennis fans watching with tears of joy. To truly understand the significance of this gift, we first need to understand where Alex Eala stood mentally, physically, and emotionally before this extraordinary moment took place. Let's go back for a moment. Alex had been working tirelessly, and anyone familiar with the Middle East swing of the tennis tour knows just how demanding it can be. The intense heat, dry conditions, packed schedule, and some of the toughest competition in the world all made the challenge even greater. We watched her battle for every point in Abu Dhabi, never willing to give in. Then came the heartbreak in Qatar, where she suffered an early exit despite giving everything she had in every rally. For a young player like Eala, experiences like these can become difficult tests of confidence and belief. She is thousands of miles away from home, carrying the enormous responsibility of representing the Philippines, a country that follows every shot she plays, where every defeat can feel deeply disappointing and every victory brings a shared sense of relief. She isn't playing only for herself. She is playing for millions of Filipinos who see her as a source of hope and inspiration. She stepped onto the court for this latest exhibition match, a major event attended by royalty and high-profile guests, looking determined and focused, but clearly exhausted. The critics had been relentless. Could she break into the top 50? Was she truly ready to compete at the highest level? The pressure was overwhelming, but Alex stayed composed and allowed her racket to speak for her. The match itself was a spectacular display, filled with thrilling rallies and impressive athleticism. Yet this time, the scoreboard was not the most important part of the story. What truly mattered was who was watching. Seated in the front row of the VIP box, surrounded by security but watching with bright, fascinated eyes, was the young daughter of Sheikh Khaled al-Rashid. Known for keeping his private life out of the spotlight and for his quiet generosity, the Sheikh rarely speaks publicly. But he is a passionate tennis fan. His daughter, meanwhile, is a devoted superfan, with witnesses saying the young girl remained completely captivated by every move Alex made on the court. Clutching a small Filipino flag, the little girl was not cheering for the world #1 or any of the sports legends. She was cheering for Alex. When the match ended, the applause was polite, just as you would expect at an exclusive invitation-only event. Alex wiped the sweat from her forehead, clearly exhausted, packed her bag, and prepared to leave like most players would. She might have signed a few oversized tennis balls, given a quick wave, and headed to the locker room for an ice bath and a look at her phone. But Alex stopped. She had noticed someone in the stands. It was the little girl. According to security personnel standing only a few feet away, Alex walked toward the VIP barrier, immediately putting the guards on alert. You simply do not approach Sheikh Ashik's family without caution, but the Sheikh raised his hand and signaled the guards to stand down. Alex looked at the young girl, who stood frozen in starstruck amazement, unaware that her birthday was only days away. Alex saw nothing but the unmistakable excitement of a genuine fan. In a moment that was completely unplanned, spontaneous, and heartfelt, Alex reached into her bag. She did not take out a wristband or a towel. She took out the racket she had just used in the match, the very racket she competes with against the world's best, an extension of her own game and something professional players rarely give away without a reason. But Alex did exactly that. She passed it over the railing, gave the girl her warm, familiar smile, and said, "This is for you. Keep dreaming." The crowd reacted with surprise, cameras flashed from every direction, and the little girl burst into tears as she held the racket as though it were priceless. Sheikh Khaled al-Rashid stood up from his seat and said nothing, responding only with a deep, respectful nod toward Alex. Alex walked away believing she had simply made a child happy, never realizing that her small gesture was about to set something much bigger in motion. For a few hours, nothing happened. Social media briefly reacted with comments like, "How sweet is Alex?" And then attention moved elsewhere. Or at least, that is how it appeared. Behind the scenes, however, events were already unfolding. Inside Sheikh Khaled al-Rashid's palace, quiet conversations had begun, driven not only by the racket itself but by what the gesture represented in a sport often surrounded by fame, pressure, and enormous egos. Alex Eala had given away something deeply valuable to her simply because she wanted to make a young fan happy. The very racket Alex used to compete against the best players in the world stood out not because of its value or attention, but because of the humility behind giving it away. She expected nothing in return. According to sources close to the family, the racket itself was never the real point. It was the connection that mattered. Sheikh Khaled al-Rashid saw Alex as more than just a talented tennis player. He saw a true champion in life, someone whose kindness and passion were every bit as genuine as her ability on the court. He wanted to do more than simply thank her. He wanted to make a powerful statement and ensure that someone with Alex's heart, determination, and drive would never again have to worry about having the resources she needed. While Alex rested in her hotel room, perhaps checking her phone or talking with her parents, a royal courier was sent out. Just moments later, breaking news began spreading. An official statement was released from Sheikh Khaled's office. The statement read in part, "Today, my daughter received a gift she will treasure for the rest of her life." But beyond the object itself, she received a lesson in generosity from Alex Eala. In a world often shaped by deals and transactions, Miss Eala showed us the power of genuine human connection. Her gesture touched my daughter's heart and reminded all of us about the real value of kindness and passion. Then came the announcement that stunned people around the world. To honor that spirit and support a young athlete who represents the future of tennis with such grace, I am proud to announce an exclusive partnership. My organization will officially support Alex Eala's career moving forward. This was not a small gesture, a logo on a sleeve, a few boxes of shoes, or a simple trophy. Leak suggests the partnership could be worth tens of millions of US dollars each year and may include complete coaching support, access to top training facilities across the Middle East and Europe, private jet travel to tournaments, elite equipment, medical professionals, nutritionists, wildcards, and entry into major competitions. This kind of support is usually reserved for legends such as Roger Federer or Serena Williams. Yet Alex reportedly received it not because she had won a Grand Slam title, but because she had won someone's heart. Reports claim she was in her hotel lobby when the delegation arrived carrying the contract. As Alex read through the details, she became overwhelmed with emotion, her hands shaking as she held the document. In a video quickly spreading online, Alex can reportedly be seen crying, her words simple but deeply meaningful. "I only wanted to make her smile. I never expected this. I have never experienced anything like this. Thank you. Thank you so much." Her reaction was not about greed, but relief, the relief of knowing that her hard work, sacrifices, and passion had finally been recognized and valued. The importance of this deal cannot be overstated. Tennis is an extremely expensive sport, and for players from Southeast Asia, travel costs alone can become a huge financial burden, forcing many talented athletes to abandon their dreams. But for Alex, that path has now become far easier, while the world witnessed how one genuine act of kindness can create a life-changing opportunity. With this partnership, Alex Eala is reportedly free from major financial concerns. She can now focus completely on tennis, bring in top tacticians to help her push toward the top 10, and protect her body with access to the best medical care available. This helps level the playing field, giving a rising player from the Philippines resources that are usually available only to the biggest names in the sport. Rival players are reportedly stunned by what has happened. Some may feel jealous, but most are said to be genuinely impressed. The message is simple: character matters. Being a good person can make a difference. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid's investment is not only about supporting a tennis player, it is about supporting an ambassador. He sees Alex as a connection between Asia and the Middle East and as a symbol of the next generation of global tennis stars. At Cortiva Tennis, we have followed Alex since her junior years, watched her win the US Open Junior title, and seen her work her way through the ITF circuit. We always knew she had the talent, but we also saw that she possessed something extra: the charisma, humility, and genuine heart that naturally connect with people. This feels like a real-life fairy tale, reminding us that we never know who may be watching and that one simple act, whether it is signing a ball or giving away a racket, can come back in ways we never imagined. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid has given a young athlete the freedom to pursue her dreams without limits. And to his daughter, happy birthday. You did not just receive a racket, you may have helped begin a remarkable legacy.